Hello, everybody, and welcome back to And Here is Modi. And we have a special guest in the house besides Periel Ashenbrand.
Hi.
Who's wearing a very, very cute kapata. She's wearing a little black coat today. She looks very Rebisha, not Rebitzinish. I love that coat. What is that?
Helmet Lang.
Gorgeous.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
gorgeous. And then she has her knees, I don't know, the jeans looks like someone threw her out of a car and she's like, oh my God. Can we do one episode of a makeover on you?
Yeah.
Can we do a makeover on Periel?
You can.
I get to choose hair color and everything. I get to everything.
Hair color? Are you going to put me in a shidel?
Put you in a shadel. Okay. And we have a friend, a Mashiach energy friend. Let me tell you, we met this guy. When was Avi? His name is Avi. I always get distracted. Avi, and the last name is?
Toubiana.
Toubiana.
No.
Toubiana.
God.
Right. Yeah. Toubiana. Beautiful name. And he runs I'm going to say it in English, the Berlin Jewish Cultural Week. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
Right. Which I performed at 2 years ago. And it was
amazing.
It was amazing. And it was definitely one of the things I can put down in my life that I could say, wow, that was an amazing event. The comedy club that we performed at had no air conditioning. I sweated through the suit. I swear to God, I'd never seen the drops run down my coat. I've sweated through suits, so I wear dark suits because I sweat through them sometimes. This was a light suit, and it just turned completely wet, and there was just like drops coming off of the bottom of the. That's how hot it was. I did 2 shows, and but it was amazing, and the shows were just a part of it. We got to see Berlin. Avi set us up. We went, me and Leo, I think we came from somewhere. We came from Israel or something.
I don't
remember. I don't remember, but it was unbelievable. And of course we got there and Mercedes-Benz was a sponsor.
Exactly, was a sponsor.
Was it? Not anymore?
Actually, they're coming back in this year because you are coming.
If you need me to make a phone call, I will call Mercedes-Benz. I have two of their cars and I believe they should be sponsored. So they sent this Maybach for us. So we were driving around Berlin like Adolf Eichmann, literally. And we told the driver, we don't want to see anything specific. We just went a general tour.
But you said, I remember also that you were driving through Berlin and then there were like these huge pictures of you.
No, well, so some of the buildings we kept seeing in Berlin looked very World War II-y. Looked like when you look at films of the Nazis and World War II, those buildings were still, some of them were still there. And Leo goes, that building looks very Reichy, very like Third Reichy.
Yeah.
And you're waiting to go see this big banner of a Nazi flag, but then he showed us where like the main center of the show was, and it was a huge banner with my dumb face right on it. And
I don't know, that feels like
the swastika was replaced by my face. I was so happy when I saw that.
That feels like very sweet revenge.
It was very sweet revenge. So this Jewish comedian's face is where the banners of the Nazis used to post. And the festival was unbelievable. Tell us about the festival.
Well,
please.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the festival is running since 1987.
Wow.
And you just had me only 2 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you before.
Chutzpah to have.
No, just a second. I'm just running it for the last 4 years.
Okay,
this is going to be now my first years. Yeah, it's now the 38th edition, which we are running. Amazing. And you're going to be there again and again. I mean, we're doing it for 10 days and we're running more than 40 events in these 10 days.
Tell us about the events, because some of them were amazing. Right? We saw them. We saw like other stuff too.
Yes, of course. I mean, we have concerts. We had like when you came, we had a fashion show. A Jewish fashion show. At Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
We are doing readings on the Bebelplatz where the Nazis burned the books. So we are building their tent and readings there with only Jewish writers. We have movies. It's really, really huge. And Diana and I have to admit it, I'm not doing it by myself. It's my wife. So we are running the festival since I think 22 we started, and we change it all over. I'm, I think, the first one who is running it as a Jewish person. Before that, there was a non-Jewish person running a Jewish festival. And so we changed it and we made it more alive. When they asked me if I could do it, I was telling them, listen, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do two things. What I'm not going to do is like talking about the Holocaust and the Near East politics. I mean, Israel and everything. So, and, you know, because I was born and raised in Germany. And if you are outing yourself as a Jew, there are always two questions or two things. It's like, they say, oh, you're Jewish? Oh, I'm sorry about the Holocaust. Like a German person, I'm sorry. But what are you doing in Israel? It's not correct. So this, I wanted to show them like another face of our culture, of our rich culture. And that's why I'm doing like with you comedy, what was really great. I remember when Leo told me, listen, Avi, from the beginning, bring a big venue. And I said, no, it's not going to work in Germany. They don't speak English, and we were sold out, I think, after 2 hours.
Yeah. We did 2 shows in that
club. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, he didn't mention the Holocaust, but I did.
You did.
The room was 1,000 degrees, and I said, all the Jews are having flashbacks. That was my opening line, and then we just did all the other stuff. It was. We also met with. So you obviously have to raise money for this, and so we had a dinner with. We had a lunch with all of these people who were, a lot of them were in hotel ownerships, right? All over Germany, right? Am I right? And some real estate Jews that were there. They were helping the festival, making donations or whatever it was.
Some of them.
So we had lunch with them in this beautiful restaurant. And across the street, Avi says to me, and you see that building across the street? I go, yeah. He goes, that was Adolf Eichmann's office.
Wow.
Right? You said it to me, or the other guy said it? Or one of
Maybe the other one. I didn't know.
Yeah. I was blown away. It was blown away.
It's wild, Germany. I just got back coincidentally. I was just there for a week.
Nothing is coincidental. Things coincide.
Oh, I love that.
You come on, and Avi's on the podcast, and this is Avi's first podcast. Exactly. So first of all, congratulations. Second of all, your camera is this one, so you'd be much better to look at me when you're answering the questions than at Periel. Just so we can see your beautiful eyes when we exactly.
The eyes over there.
Yeah. So just that's your camera. He's so sweet. He's so naive. His wife though, she's the one that moves things along. You got to meet his wife.
No, I got the last word at home. Why are you laughing? I'm always saying yes. You're right.
That's it. That's every last. Absolutely.
I'll introduce you to my husband.
What did you do in Germany?
I went to Dachau.
Oh, nice place.
Shopping. For shopping.
Great stores. First of all, today's Yom HaShoah.
That's right. Today we're taping this on the Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is amazing.
And Germans, don't like to talk about the Holocaust, but here we are. I mean, I don't blame you guys.
Why not blame me? I don't have a problem to talk about the Holocaust.
But no,
the Germans do. I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish. Well, fair enough. I mean, maybe that should be a question. You said that for the festival, the first thing that you said was you're not going to make it about the Holocaust.
No, because they're placing you in how do you say it, in a box?
In a box, yeah.
In a box. Jews, Holocaust.
Yeah, I get it.
Two things, and I mean, this is not our people. I know you've been to Israel. I mean, we are wild. We love life.
Yeah,
and they see us as Jews, and only the Holocaust and the gray Dachau place and everything. That's not us, and they love to see us in this place. And I that's again, it's not us. I know. I grew up. I was born in Germany. And my father was a big guitar player, and
wow.
It was always, all my German friends came always in our apartment because they said, "Hey, there's life, there's food, and this is who we are."
Wait a second, though. What about your Like your father was also born in Germany and
Tunisia.
Okay.
So half Sephardic. I'm sorry,
but you look so Ashkenazi.
What to do? It's my other half.
Yeah, yeah. But when we were in Germany, we told you the story. We first of all, when you walk around Berlin, they have on the floor those gold
Stolpersteine.
Shahu?
Stolpersteine. It's kind of, you are like
Stolpersteiner. I just met her.
No, that you are like. How do you say if you are like?
It's a memorial plaque.
Exactly.
And it says like in this house that this is in front of is where Elza and Moshe were taken away in the year 1942, and no one knows whatever happened to them afterwards. And
or they were killed somewhere.
Or they were killed. It tells you, it just shows you where this, and that's all over the city. So if you live in Berlin, you just see gold little plates all over the floor reminding you. And then Leo and I were just walking around to take in the city and all that. And this couple came over to us, blonde boy with blue eyes, and his girlfriend who's Ethiopian. He's a Jewish kid that met his girlfriend who was Ethiopian in Israel, and they live in Berlin. And he says that we keep it very quietly. He goes, he grew up in Berlin, and they never advertised that they were Jewish. They went to a Jewish school, and then when they went into the regular school, it was their first time being around non-Jewish people. It was there. So it's still very, you guys are very hidden still in Berlin, which is why I was a hit, because I walk on, hey, I'm a big Jew. Hey, we control politics. Hey, we control the money. We control everything. And they're like, oh my God, this guy's saying it. And it's like,
yes, they were shocked. But I was not born in Berlin. I'm from Düsseldorf. It's like in the western part. And I had no Jewish school. I mean, when I was growing up in Germany, there were only 20,000 Jews all over Germany.
Wow.
So it was nothing. And I mean, we've been to Jewish camps. And there were only like 200 people my age all over Germany.
Wow.
So we were just meeting once a year, like for ski and for summer camps. And but I had no problem to say in school that I'm Jewish.
But what happened to your family during the Holocaust? Like, where were they? How did they survive?
It's a funny story, actually. I mean, for my father's side, they had like to go to, how do you say it, in caves in Tunisia, because Rommel was there. And
right.
So they went in caves. So the two of them died because of typhus. But from my mother's side,
typhus, yeah.
I have to used to speaking English. I mean, I'm from Germany.
Yeah.
No, and from my mother's side, my grandfather was in Germany until the 8th of November, 1938. So one day before the Reichspogromnacht.
Oh my God.
And then he left to Palestine. I think they knew it before, but the other family, they went to Auschwitz. I had like his cousin was at Mengele even, and it's awful. But there was a funny story when I moved.
It's hilarious so far.
Yeah. Everything he says, he says, it's a funny story. Then he goes, Mengele took out my grandfather's arm, and then we put it into his nose. And what happened was he got a job in the circus.
No, it was not like this. I mean, really, a few aunts and everything of my grandfather died in Auschwitz. But I moved to Berlin in 2003. And Berlin is really big. So I decided to move to Prenzlauer Berg at Corinastraße 52. So 1 year later, my father is passing away in Israel. And I wanted to know a little more about my grandfather, where he lived in Berlin and everything. So then I was going to his cousin, and I'm asking, okay, you're as well from Berlin. Where have you lived? So she said, well, my apartment was in Corinastraße 35. And I was like, what? I mean, from all the Berlin, I'm living right next to your house. And then they showed me a picture of my grandfather before he was leaving Berlin at Schönhauser Allee. And this is where I'm living at this moment. I mean, I had like
goosebumps.
Goosebumps on it. I mean, this is like how history is coming back. I mean, Berlin is really big. We have almost 4 million people, not like New York, but...
That's incredible.
Berlin is that we had a great time there outside the festival. Berlin's an amazing place.
That's why you're coming back?
I'm coming back because I had so much fun, and I just love I love performing in Germany. I don't know why. There's something I get about between the shows I've done in Frankfurt, Düsseldorf, and Berlin. I don't know why I love performing in Germany. I'm really looking forward to the shows we have in Warsaw. And the shows we have coming up in Munich. I've never been to Munich. We have a show coming up there, and Geneva and Antwerp. And I don't know why. I call it the reparations tour. I don't know why I feel such a great. like here we are where they destroyed us and we're coming back laughing. It's so insane.
It's so amazing.
They're not there anymore, and here we are getting together to laugh. Is that crazy?
No, not at all. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted to show with the festival. And you were like really saying what I was like feeling. And then here we are still here. And that's it. I mean, deal with it. And I mean, the people were really proud after you left after the show.
Yeah.
They were really proud to be part of this festival. I mean, to laugh. And I mean, this is the most exciting thing. I mean, 3 weeks later, it was before the 7th of October.
Yeah.
And then, boom, it's crashed all together.
So I was there before October 7th.
Yeah.
You know, since October
2
7th.
weeks, I think before, it was crazy.
Was it?
Yes. End of September, you performed in Berlin, and 7th of October.
Oh, wow. So maybe we were flying to Israel after that. Maybe that's what it was. Wow. You know, since October 7th, I sing Hatikva at the end of every show. I can't wait to sing it in Berlin. I cannot wait to sing it in Berlin. I'm going to have chills. You know, I want to give a shout out to last night I saw The Children of October 7, the movie, which was amazing. Montana Tucker did this movie with Paramount and MTV, The Children of October 7th, and it was amazing. And it's the Holocaust hasn't ended. The Holocaust hasn't ended. It hasn't ended. I know they closed down the camps, the Auschwitz and Buchenwald and Treblinka and all that, but the Holocaust has not ended. And it's unbelievable when I saw that. And what was amazing about the whole the movie was the correlation between it was its own Holocaust on a smaller level, but I don't know. Whenever I'm in Europe, you feel maybe it's because all the movies we watch. Is that what it is?
Did you grow up with these stories from your parents? Where were your grandparents from? Like, what was that history?
My grandparents went to Israel before the war.
From where?
From Belarus, Romania. The borders changed all the time at the places that they lived. So we didn't have those stories, but we had another set of grandparents. My aunt's parents who lived they were like my grandparents, and they had the number and they had,
wow.
So we didn't grow up with the stories. The whole telling of the Holocaust stories it's not new, but it wasn't around when we were growing up. The grandparents didn't just sit at the table and say, hey, guess what happened to us? That kind of later on came. Elie Wiesel with his book Night, I think really ignited that thought. And then when the movie started coming out, good movies,
Schindler's List
began the conversation. And now we're having the conversation with survivors who are in their late in life. Whereas now, this movie yesterday that I saw was The Children of October 7th. The kids are coming out of a Holocaust,
right?
And they're interviewing them right away.
Right.
At the end of World War II, there was no podcasts. So a survivor or a hostage or whatever you want to call them didn't have a platform to tell what just happened to him or her.
They didn't want to talk about it.
They didn't want to talk
That's
about
right,
it.
too.
They were very...
I don't know how it was in the States, but, you know, I grew up and I was born in Germany. And at synagogue, I saw all the old people with the numbers on their arms.
Right. Wow.
And they didn't want to harm us. They wanted to protect us. And they always, I've never seen such beautiful people. I mean, they always were positive about life and to laugh and everything. And I remember this. I was 7 or 8 years old and I was asking like this guy, what is this number? And he was making fun of it. This is my phone number. If I forget it or something.
Right.
And they always made jokes about
wow.
it. And my grandparents never talked about it. It was like, you don't talk about the Holocaust. I mean, as you said, I mean, there was Schindler's List, and then the movies, and then we started to research about it, but nobody talked about the Holocaust.
Right. It wasn't like it is today, where we give survivors that are still alive a platform to talk about it and tell us what happened. When they got out of there, they were in shock, and they just wanted to get on with their lives and move on with it. And I don't know if you know, but we're doing I hate to bring, even though that you began with, I don't want to talk about the Holocaust, we ended up here. We're doing an interview with Omer Shem Tov, one of the hostages that was released, a live interview with him. And I just can't wait to get into that conversation with him as a nowadays survivor. But back to you and Berlin and the festival.
But I can tell you as well with the hostage.
Yeah.
So our opening will be like, we're doing our own production this year. I'm bringing a symphony orchestra.
Wow.
And we are telling the Jewish story with movies of like Munich, Prince of Egypt. We are telling the story about with soundtracks. I mean, from John Williams, Steven Spielberg, the whole thing. So the opening will be Munich. You know, remember the movie from Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
And this will stay like of all the terror attacks of everyone. And Agam Berger, one of the hostages,
of course,
survived, will do the opening for us.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He's playing the violin.
Yeah.
Violin which survived the Auschwitz, a violin which is 130 years old. And so she's doing the opening.
She's amazing, Agam.
What else is in the festival? What else is going to be at the festival?
So you are coming, obviously.
I'm headlining the festival. What else is?
We have jazz. We have the movies. We have like a party with Dag Nachash, which is a band from Israel. And we have readings again. I mean, there is a big writer, Leon de Winter, is coming. So
is it going to be in that synagogue, that beautiful synagogue? There's a synagogue that he took us to, which is so beautiful and massive and huge. And he told us that during the war, that's where the Nazis stored their horses.
Wow.
And then I asked him, why didn't they just burn the synagogue down? Because the synagogue was built too close to the other buildings. It would have burnt down the residential buildings as well. And just to be in that synagogue and just to think that there were horses running around there. And now that synagogue is so beautiful. It's in such a great space. Is that where the show I'm doing is? Good. I love performing in a synagogue.
You do?
Love performing in a synagogue.
Will be a great show.
Yeah. It's going to be.
Come.
I will. I will be there. I will be. And how's the fundraising going?
It's not easy. It's one of the reasons why I'm as well here in New York. So if you know some sponsors, let me know.
Yeah,
it's always hard because, and I can't say, I mean, people are always now a lot of doing sponsors or doing tzedakah to Israel. And I mean, this is more important, I understand, but it's always important for our festival to raise it or to make it bigger. And this is what we did for the last 4 years. And
where can people go to find more information about the festival?
Yeah, and Jüdische Kulturtage, remember?
It's so hard with this. It's so hard.
What was that? What happened?
So Jüdische Kulturtage, Jewish Kulturtage is cultural Kulturtage. Wochendriecher, du gut einfach und auch.
Best of luck with that.
.com.
You guys will find it.
.com. Good luck. .com.
No, we shorten it up. It's jkt.berlin.
JKT.
Berlin.
jkt.berlin. Perfect. So www.jkt.berlin.
Very good.
Folks, that's Mashiach Energy. Send money, send help, be a part of it. If you need a reason to go to Berlin, this is it. Berlin's an amazing, amazing city. The history, we had such a great tour the guy gave us without getting out of the car.
It was me.
No, you were one day. Your tour was good, but the other guy gave us... Were you in the car with us when he?
I was driving the car.
It's Berlin's Holocaust museums and sex dungeons, isn't it? No. Maybe you should book me in both. Book me in both.
That sounds perfect.
Maybe edit that out, but okay. But that's we got like it's really an amazing city. I'll be there, and I would love for people to come to. If you need a reason to fly somewhere to Berlin, that's a great reason. People come to Paris. I'm there. Let's make a weekend of it. Berlin is definitely an amazing place for it.
Yes.
And that venue is so beautiful. That synagogue, and I'd be crazy if I didn't ask you, what's the vibe now since October 7th? With anti-Semitism, I don't know. On my Instagram, I'm seeing crazy feeds of police and Palestinian
students
really clashing. Tell us what's happening there.
Well, it's not nice. What should I tell you? I mean, after 7th of October, I think all the Jews all over the world, we are facing, an anti-Semitism wave. It's unbelievable. And in Berlin as well, we feel it. We feel it from neighbors. We feel it from the students. We feel it everywhere.
Was it shocking in Germany? Like, was it surprising?
Well, I think everybody was shocked after 7th of October. I don't know how you felt it, guys, here all over in the United States. But, my wife and I, it was Saturday, it was Shabbos. We didn't know what's happening. I just heard my phone always like ding, 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 ding. And I said, my wife, Diana, something is happening here. I have to switch on I have to look what's happening. So this was in the beginning, everything was really positive and everyone was supporting Israel. But after 1 week, everything was like...
Yeah.
Was changing. I'm going in a little synagogue, and after 1 week, we had like a Molotov cocktail, which was thrown on us. Hamas on the 13th of October told that they're gonna make an attack at the Jewish restaurants or on schools. So my children are in Jewish schools, and I sent them to school, and from 600 people, only 23 people came.
Wow.
Because all the parents were really like afraid to send them to school.
Is there security? Are the police helping out? Is there a shomer? Is there
yes,
some kind of there is
Israelis with guns, and there's police. But people are afraid. Yes, okay, the schools are protected, but if the children are going to school, what's going to be after? They're going out of the school. Somebody just have to go after them, and people are afraid. And the students in the universities, there were like Israelis beating up on the streets. It's a nice situation, I can tell you. But I don't know how it is like here, but I saw as well in Columbia University.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's not great at all. So, but it's moving us Jewish people together. What should I tell you? And I didn't know if I wanted to do another festival, I can tell you.
Really?
Yes, because it was, how can you do a festival after such an event?
You have to do a festival after that.
I did. But in the first 3 months, I was shocked. They said, how can I do something positive with such an...
We left Israel on Saturday when the war began, and on Monday we had a show planned in Paris, and you had to continue. Otherwise they win. Otherwise, if you didn't do a festival the next year or the next scheduling because of that, it's a win for them. It's a win for them.
I understand totally, but we had not like a positive feeling to do something like everything is fine, etc. But
my tour now is called Pause for Laughter, because you have to pause for laughter. Yes, you have this horrendous thing happen, and we should help in whatever we can to the hostages' families, to the hostages forum, to Israel, to IDF, to all of that. But also take a minute and catch your breath and have a laugh. Go listen to somebody play the violin. Go be with the community. Even if it's not something they want to see, maybe they don't want to see a fashion show or a violin, but you're just sitting in a room with people who you're with your community for a little while. It's just
really important.
So listen what we did. We did like on Babelsplatz, where the Jewish people, where the Nazis burned the book, and right next to the university where the students were like pro-Palestinian, we completed a Torah roll there on this place. Wow. And the last letters, each letter we were like giving not only for the hostages, for the victims of the 7th of October. Mm-hmm. And we invited the whole city to be part of it. And then in a convoy there was like a Hasidic player, Shlomi Gertner.
I know Shlomi Gertner.
You know Shlomi Gertner?
Of course I know him, yes.
So I was placing it on a truck and said, listen, we're doing Sameach. We're going to bring this Torah to this synagogue, to this little shul. and there came thousands of people came there.
Wow.
And everybody was thanking me. I said, listen, I mean, there was Jewish people and they were saying, listen, since the 7th of October, this is such a good vibe and everything. And then I said I was satisfied, like after this event, because I didn't know how it will end in the end. And but it was really a good protective from the police. I think there have been more police officers than people who attended. No, it was not. But
yeah, no. Yesterday I did. Yesterday I did a podcast with these two girls. It's called Radio Judaica in Brussels. I'm sorry, in Belgium, for the show that I'm doing in Antwerp. And she said that she was at my show in Brussels. And when I sang Hatikva, says it was the first time she heard it as a community, as people together. She goes, it was such a moving moment in my life. She told me, just because you just had the show, it was 900 people, and it was all together Jewish, and there was a protest. There was a very peaceful protest up the block from it. It didn't affect us. It's funny because when I do perform, it's Modi. It doesn't say the Jewish comedy of Modi or Modi Rosenfeld. It just says Modi. So it's not like anybody has to go. But over here, I'm performing under the Jewish Theater, Verrate, Rache, the Fauste, the Glauche, the Uche, the Woche, for the Jüdische, all of that. Stuff.
German is very good.
And now, we walk whenever we're in Germany. Whenever we're in Germany, I speak to everybody in Yiddish. And sometimes they have no idea what the hell I'm saying. And Liam's just like, they don't know what you're saying. Stop talking to them in Yiddish. They don't know what you're saying.
You speak Yiddish?
I speak, yeah. So we get in the car and I go, wie weit to get to the hotel? And he's no idea what I'm saying. But in Yiddish, wie weit, how far?
But that's right. He said in German as well, wie weit is es?
Wie weit is, right?
It's pretty close.
It's good. So, yeah.
I ate a lot of sausage when I was in Germany just now, and you know who I kept
kosher ones, right?
Of course. And you know who I kept thinking of?
Who?
Seth.
She ate kosher sausages. I don't know if you know this.
Almost as good.
No. There's no way anything could be as good as the sausages and the kosher meats of A&H Provisions. Especially the hot dogs. Especially the hot dogs. He's one of our sponsors.
Yes, the best ones.
We should tell him to sponsor you guys as well. Seth has A&H. It's amazing. It's amazing food. People love it. And for 30% off of your first order, you use the promo code MODI. And go to their website, kosherdogs.net. I'm telling you, Avi, best hot dogs you ever had. And our other sponsor is Weitz in Luxembourg. It's a law firm that not only does well, they do good. They're very philanthropic and they are great. An author was on one of the podcasts recently, and we had a whole conversation about pretzels.
WeitzLux.com.
WeitzLux.com. They're our sponsors, and they're great. And we love them, and thank you very much for that.
So they should join. I mean, I'm running a kosher street food festival on the 6th of July. There was like, in the last 3 years, we had like one day, 12,000 people who are joining.
Wow.
We have like 30 stands with kosher food.
Wow.
So
that's so cool.
You should join.
Well, let them know. Good. That's all the stuff that you're doing. It's unbelievable. You're really doing Mashiach energy. You're bringing Mashiach energy into Berlin.
Am I? I don't know. No, it's, they were all joking about me about the kosher street food festival. So we did it like the first time 3 years ago. And they said, nobody will join, nobody will come. And the first year there were like 4,000 people came there. And then and we took restaurants who are not doing kosher in the whole year, and everybody turning the whole kitchen kosher and everything. In the second year, there were like 8,000 people, third year, 12,000. So this year on the 6th of July, we'll see how many will come.
That's really cool.
The hotel we stayed at didn't have a Israeli restaurant downstairs, right?
They still have.
It's amazing. It was a great little apartment like we had there. It was very cute.
It's already reserved for you.
Is it?
Know. Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
I spoke already with Leo about it.
Good. I don't know anything. I'm so happy.
No?
I'm so happy. It's
Mercedes and the hotel is already
It's already booked.
Yeah.
Yes. If you need me to speak to Mercedes, I'll get on the phone with them. I have cars of theirs. I have cars of theirs, and they.
I have the cars. I don't have the drivers.
Oh, well, we'll get a driver then. Periel will come.
Just a second.
I'll be your driver.
No, I've never been to an Autobahn.
So I take you next time.
What's that?
Autobahn is the highway. Unlimited.
I was on that highway just now. You guys are insane. There's no speed limit on this highway.
Why insane? It's normal.
It's so terrifying. There's no speed limit.
Right. So just go zooming.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that.
No. It's
great.
No, it's not. It's terrifying.
Well, when I took here, how much is it? 95 miles an hour?
No, 55 or 65.
That's it?
Yes.
It was like slow motion. I mean, if we are going in Germany, we are going like 220, 230 kilometers an hour. How much is in miles?
No one knows.
Whatever it was so terrifying. My nephew, who's 24, was driving me around in their Mercedes, of course. And I thought we were going to die, like at any given moment. It was really scary.
So should I take you before the show or after the show?
I'm not going driving fast anywhere. I don't like that.
Drive, don't worry.
I like to drive. I drive the normal speed limit.
Yeah,
I'm not a speeder. I'm not a.
You will be. Don't worry. I mean,
there's
everybody.
people zooming through and all that. It's crazy.
And the other thing that's going on in Germany is that people are consuming the most obscene amounts of beer, just like nonchalantly in like pints that are like this big. Yeah. Children are like
no, from 16. I mean, I was working for BMW when I was learning. I did apprenticeship as a mechanic.
Really?
My parents said, listen, you have to do something with your hands. So I was working for BMW. So we had like in Munich. Usually you have like this. How do you say it? The automac where you got the cans from Coca-Cola.
Yes.
So they have beer. I mean, these things where you can take it. It's unbelievable. So then I was like living here in the States. I said, you have to be 21. I said, what? What 21? I mean, we are drinking there beer.
And also you're allowed to drink and drive there, right?
No.
You're not?
No. Smoke and drive. Not drink and drive.
All right.
No. Okay.
Oh my God.
Until now, here, no. You're not allowed to drink. But we're doing it anyway.
Yeah. Good. And your wife, how is she?
I don't know. I'm here right now.
What does she do? What is she does us an interesting job.
No, she's actually one of the. I mean, it's a lot of work to organize such a festival.
Right.
And I have a main job. This is not what I'm doing all over the year, but I can tell you we are like doing now another festival in Osnabrück. I don't know if you know the city.
No.
It's a smaller city. So we're doing as well this year, the first time in September, we're doing the Jewish festival as well. And so she said, we have to continue. And I said, listen, it's hard. I mean, with all the managers, with the Israelis, it's hard to do the marketing, social media, etc. I have no idea what social media marketing. So she's behind it, and she's like the force, which I mean, she's the how do you say the good vibe for the festival, and this is the reason why we are continuing, because of her, not because of me.
She's a real Eshet Chayil, a real woman of valor.
I'm singing it every Friday.
You sing it to her every Friday, yes.
Oh,
I am really
great.
You should come for Shabbos.
You know the song or no?
No.
Your husband doesn't sing Eshet Chayil to you?
What do you think?
No, I don't know. I don't know with your husband. Sometimes he puts on tefillin, but he doesn't sing Eshet Chayil to you.
He puts on tefillin every day.
Right, but he doesn't
Shabbos as well.
But he
I don't think you're supposed to on Shabbat.
So we had three days of those jokes. 3 days of those jokes we have with him. His wife ignores him when he does those jokes.
Always,
she ignores every one of his jokes.
But sometimes she's laughing, and I said, "Why are you laughing?" He said, "Oh, this one I didn't know." But it's not. I mean, it took me 8 years to propose to her.
She said, 8 years?
Yes, 8 years. I said. She was asking, "Why 8 years?" I said, "I want to make sure that you know all my jokes."
Oh, it took you 8 years to get the jokes out?
No, to tell all the jokes.
Oh my God. Leo has been posting, we got footage of me doing comedy from like 100 years ago, from 30 years ago. And Leo is obsessed with these videos. And he's posting them now.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
I didn't realize how like, we have to talk about that in another episode, but they're pretty crazy.
But
yeah.
Everybody should immediately go to your Instagram and watch those videos.
Like in the recent clips we've been putting, it's like shows from 1997 and right after 9/11. It's so. What are you laughing?
I was watching them. I was dying. They're unbelievable. They look from like another time.
It's another time,
and they're like grainy a little bit.
And the font he put on them like fits that time of font, and he's a man of valor. He's great. So that's it. We can start to wrap this up. I cannot tell you how great it is to see you. What an absolute ta'anug. And just a fun
joy,
a joy that just you popped up into you were in New York, and we're doing the festival, and I'm looking forward to it. We have so much before then. Bli ayin hara. We have so much before it. We're going to be, and everything's available on Modi.com. We're going to be in Warsaw, Poland on the 14th of May. Everything is in May. Warsaw, Manchester, Munich, Frankfurt, Geneva, and Antwerp. Tell your friends, or if you're there, get your tickets at modilive.com. Be the friend that brings the friends to the comedy show. Get some tickets for your friends. We also have the Not Sleepaway Camp, the Laugh Away Camp. We have shows that are going to be in comedy clubs, really fun, in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't have all the dates with me right now, but get them. Everything's on modilive.com. See there. And please help the Berlin Jewish Cultural Festival. And the website is JKT.
Berlin.
Berlin, Berlin.
Exactly.
And that's just, even if you have nothing to do with it and you're in the middle of nowhere, send some money there. Send some energy. Money is energy. Just send some energy to Berlin for this festival that is, it gives people hope and hope. It really is just, it gives that festival just gives people hope and like, wow, we're here. We did it. We're alive. We're surviving. We're laughing.
Hope is the good word for today, I think, on Yom HaShoah. It really is.
Yeah.
Our theme is as well, it says Atid. It's future.
Atid, yeah. Also Hatikva, that's hope, right? Tikva is hope.
Right. We just keep going. Hamashkanta, the mortgage. whatever you. We can always make it like. Oh my God, Avi, it's so good to see you. Amazing hatzlacha and success with the festival, and we're gonna have the best time in Berlin.
We will.
Okay, thank you all very much for listening. Modilive.com. Stay in touch. We love you.
Avita Zain.